And I can draw a 1 mana spell with this. So I can 1 mana spell into March, exile all the blue cards and protect everything that they try to remove. Okay, that's great. That's actually extremely good for us. Now we can play more spells. We don't need to discard anything. Our cards are good, so we want to keep them basically. Here's the land, and we can keep doing it. I kinda like it. If they try to kill Shredder, it's even easier for us. Only play with fire. That's really good. Oh boy, we are already doing it. Hello everyone, it's Sloth here, and today deck that I extremely enjoyed before, made even better with Geralf the Fleshwright, card that was literally made for this deck. It just fits perfectly. The core of the deck is of course like Mentor, Geralf and Djinn being reanimated with Helping Hand and Recommission, and we have all the 1 blue mana spells to keep trigger happy. And the more you play, the more like the bigger zombies get, because they get the +1/+1 counter for each other zombie that enters battlefield this turn. So the more you do it, the better, which means that Helping Hand is extremely good because it saves you 2 mana. That means basically 2 extra spells. So if you are playing against deck that doesn't run sweepers, those zombies will absolutely take over the game. So this will be very fun. Like, the deck is insane, and when it gets going, it outscales basically every other creature deck. So I think you will enjoy it. And I mean, if you want to not miss any cool brews, you know what to do. Subscribe below and like the video, it helps. So yeah, that's kinda it. Let's go into action. Have fun, guys. Oh boy. Oh no. One of those hands. You know, we have blue mana, we have Sleight of Hand and Consider. I will actually try it. Alright, I mean, that's something. Show me the mountain and then we'll talk. Show me the mountain. Alright, that's a hello. So, a little bit slow start, but maybe we can make it work. I'm not sure, man. I'm not sure. Okay, that's huge. The tap land on this turn is actually kind of devastating. I want to make sure that I have good curve with mana. I'm taking this one. We need way more blue mana. Okay, shuffler, chill. So, that means whatever happens, they cannot counter spell with no more lies, so that won't get exiled. I could charge the curse into reanimation spell, but why if we can just play a creature? Let's go with Geralf first. They have something, but is that a march? It's not really worth it for them to exile 2 cards. Like, it will cost them 3 cards to remove it in the end step. Unless they have some super sneaky 1 mana white removal that I don't know of. Alright. Our opponent is a little bit bamboozled. Maybe he's a viewer. And we'll try to make our bet. Oh, Celestus. Extremely powerful card. However, I mean, we attack first. They might have a smite, which is interesting. And I still think... Man, they really have something. I think this is a march. It holds priority, but it's not good enough to play it, really. Let's go with Chart the Course. That also prevents the, you know, the day-night cycle. Listen, I'm going with it. Like, they can Sunfall on the next turn, which is good for them. But at the same time, we create some pressure, we get 7 new cards, and if they Sunfall, they basically trade 5 mana for a single creature. At sorcerer speed, so they will be tapped out fully. Those are good draws. This really provides a lot of fodder. Here it is. Unfortunately, that was an exile effect, but you know. It's very interesting. They went with the main phase, so they assume we might have some interactions, you know, counter spells, this kind of stuff. We don't want to play too much into the Sunfall. We kinda want to scale it while also playing cards. Ledger Shredder is great, but it's not strong enough. Like, we need something that scales way harder. So this is a spell. It seems that they might have more marches. I probably should have attacked first. I don't think it would make a difference, but it was strictly the better play. And because we are creating creatures by just playing spells, we absolutely don't care if they untap or not. However, this doesn't go around Sunfall, that's something to remember. So we probably need to go through all the Sunfalls they will draw. Lockdowns don't hit it though, so most decks play more Lockdowns than Sunfalls, so that should be nice. I can kill it in response. I also get the map tokens. I think this is good enough. We get really a lot of value from this. And I don't think we'll get too many get lost targets. Of course there are emperors and stuff, but I still think it's better this way. Alright, so we go Helping Hand, right? Don't forget, so when we go all in on the board, they will sun for us. Then we need to go with the man. Maybe we play the big mentor into chart the course? It's not the worst. Right. Okay, that was the last march, it seems. Alright, so if we want to cast something, we can do it now. I think we just chart the course and refill, right? Then they Sunfall, then we Helping Hand and go all in with what we drew. We don't have Sunfall counterplay anyway. I guess we could draw cards with this, but I don't think it's worth it. This creates some extra pressure. I don't think this matters, because they will sweep the board anyway. Okay, this matters. This is a really nice draw. Like, the more one-spell stuff you have... Man, I can make a new board. But the problem is that he might have double Sunfall, and that's something I won't beat very easily, if I even can beat it. So this is the huge turn. We can absolutely go crazy here. Alright, and we want Sleight of Hand probably. I guess we could go with this. This should be good enough. Let's see what we hit. I want blue mana. I think I'll take it. I need the next one basically. And I want Sleight of Hand. Just because then I can guarantee I will draw it. Huh. Alright. Let's take it still. We have quite a lot of mana, so we should be able to support it. 3 mana, that's probably... yeah, let's go with it. So if they don't Sunfall, we create so much pressure they might die. So I'm trying to play around triple Sunfall basically. I could play two cards right now, but that means... so they don't draw a card, but they have great Sunfall then. White, white, and 3 colors. Is that worth it just to prevent a single card? Nah. Especially if they don't trade very well. It's good trade for our opponent. What to say? Like, they get the full value, but we still need to roll with it. I'm not sure how many we want to create. Alright, this is... oh man, March can be insane. I definitely don't want the land. But you know what? If we march, we can prevent the whole Sunfall thing. And they will be kinda, you know, quite tapped out. So maybe we go chart the course, we attack and go march. Alright. I honestly think we go like this, man. Our opponent is at 4 cards. He won't have time for Memory Dirge because we will threaten to kill him every time he taps. So I think this is pretty decent. I don't want to show this card. And I probably want to draw a land. More than anything. That's it. Of course they have some blocks. They can even go with this. Smart. Smart. Alright. I like it. This is a very good block. I'll be honest, this is a smart block. But now we can chart the course, or chart a course. We don't know if that's the one. It's just some course. Alright, that was some high quality commentary. And we'll see what we draw. That's kinda important. Alright. Man, I got actually surprised with this card and I was like, wow, that's a good draw. Oh man. Can we use the map token? I don't think we played the land this turn. Let's go. I think it's worth it. But only 1 mana, we cannot tap more. We have a lot of blue cards, so if anything we... man, this is a great card. This is a great card. A Memory Deluge. Alright. Alright, you got it. So they will probably draw a sweeper. Yeah, I guess we didn't pressure too much on this turn. Good for them. But so our point is try to prevent the counterspell on top of a Sandfall. I'm not sure if we can do it because they can Sandfall into normal ice. And we don't have 3 mana open like after playing 1 blue. So even if we exile cards, we still have 2 open mana, which means normal ice will get us, at least on this turn. Okay, if they pass the turn, that's huge. Listen. Unless they have, you know, Showdown, Instant Sweeper, I think we should be kinda okay. We want some creatures, we're absolutely taking this one. I should now go for the gaze. So basically they didn't go for a sweeper, that means you want to go as wide as possible, because the best play they have is 1/1 removal. Right, this is huge, we definitely go this. I don't think we want to go for Get Lost. It's not the worst card, but it's not the best as well. Let's go like this. And do I want to consider? I mean, when we are going hard with this deck. They can activate this, they have 1 blocker. They really need it. I probably want to just keep going. Geralf. Alright, it's kind of the same as Helping Hand at this point. And yeah, there was no spells on the last turn, I guess. At least from our opponent. So they will block this, and they might activate this and block another thing. And then we roll. I'm not sure if we can win, but we'll try. We will definitely try. We have enough instants so we can just, you know, decide on the spot. Let's see if they activate it. That's the first part. Alright, they do. They can also Emperor on top of it. So this... Oh, they only went with this. So they assume we cannot kill them on this turn, which is a very bold expectation. Let's start with this, because I want to see what the card is. So we have what? 6 tokens. So we get 6 extra damage every spell. Helping... I want instants probably. Helping Hand is nice. But not for a combat phase. I think we go for the more pranksters, honestly. And I can draw a 1 mana spell with this. So I can 1 mana spell into March, exile all the blue cards and protect everything that they try to remove. You know, we will see. Or we just go for 1. Oh, Spell Pierce. That's a weird one. Is he dead? Right, it's 5, so 15. I guess he's dead right now, so he needs to make a move now. He will, of course he will. Fateful Mending. Expected Emperor. Alright, it resolves. So 15, 99. He's still dead. That means he needs to spell 1 more. It's very awkward because he knows about the Spell Pierce. Right, I'm counting it right. It's 5 tokens. 15, 19. I hope. And this is a very cool matchup, like I have to say. Alright, so we can go another Prankster or we can just Spell Pierce. Honestly, Spell Pierce is better. I think they might have the Emperor. Just because it allows March and we basically play 1 extra spell and I don't think there will be more that we need to do. I think we just need to force this turn, like power play, and that should be great. Even if they don't pay, they don't get to life gain, so they go Emperor, they kill 1 of them. So it's 4. Yeah, I think it's a good game. I really appreciate it, my friend. I think he's a viewer of the channel, so props to you, man. I really enjoyed this game, that was a great one. So what do we go for? Let's go for Sleight of Hand. Chart the Course is actually really good here. Just because it can discard the card, and in this situation we want to discard the card because it's Mentor. I'm sorry, Jace. Alright, a cookie. Sure. A decent land, but we of course don't need it, but you know, we're still getting it. Alright, it has to be Mentor, just because of how mana efficient this is, and we can go Helping Hand into Spell Pierce into Gaze, so we can absolutely scale super hard here. Sentinel is great, but it doesn't scale as hard as our stuff, basically. Alright, so let's go for this one. We go for Helping Hand. We get the Mentor. And I mean, at this point we kinda call it a day, right? Yeah, that's it. And this is the start of problem for our opponent. Even if he kills the Mentor, we can get it back like multiple times. So generally they have huge tempo advantage over us, but we scale way harder and they need to close the game before the Mentor takes over. And we will see. I think they shouldn't be able to make it, but it depends on the cards. Don't forget Spell Pierce. Sure. Is that really the play? It taps them super hard, man. Okay. I mean, I can just get lost this, right? I guess I should do it before then. That's my bad. So, because I made this mistake, do we change the gameplay pattern? They can use the map token, but they already have those. Alright, it's not as huge of a mistake, just because they have map tokens anyway. So for a few next turns it won't make a difference. And I will actually take this. Is it until end of turn? Yep. So they kinda lost this 3 mana. Alright, that's fine. The problem for them is that they thought that it's a winning play. In reality it's a play that doesn't make any difference. I think we can go like this. What about Spell Pierce? I probably want to use it quickly, but at the same time I want to trigger Geralf, and I want to make sure that it dies, basically. We can just go for the Gaze instead of Helping Hand. Yeah, I think this is better, because we get exactly the same value, and then we see what happens. We're at 12, so we need to be careful about it. Alright, I think Chart the Course is a pretty good card here. Do we need more? Extremely greedy. But I mean, we can keep cycling it. Those cards were pretty decent. Now the question, do we want to pressure already, or do we just keep the blockers? If they activated this last time, it doesn't feel they have too many options. But I think we have enough blockers. We can always use the zombie, right? We need to get into a situation when we can really like hard multi-spell with like 3 or more creature, cards basically. The Wurmat is a problem because it's a huge creature that goes for 1 mana basically, and we don't have too much counterplay. We just need to, outvalue it basically. On each creature token you control, alright. There's only 1 token at the moment. Alright, so how we are doing it? I think this is a Helping Hand card turn basically. Let's start with this, just because we are aiming at playing a lot of cards this turn. I can attack already. So if he blocks with this, we can kill it, but we need to go for the Gaze instead of anything else. It's not the worst play. It's not the worst play. I think we're going... Don't forget, we are scaling way harder than this guy. We don't have life gain, so... Okay, that's great. That's actually extremely good for us. Now we can play more spells. We don't need to discard anything. Our cards are good, so we want to keep them, basically. Here's the land, and we can keep doing it. We could also go for the Gaze to scale our monks. Or we can chart a course to make our next turn way stronger. At the cost of Spell Pierce. You know what, I think it's worth it. Also we make zombie and we increase the power of all the zombies, right? Or not all of them, but the next one. Like, getting those extra cards is super meaningful, and you can see exactly what I meant. Like, this is the first turn when we started doing those shenanigans, and here's the card I was mentioning. This is the real problem, because we cannot block it. Alright. Alright. Like, this is getting scary. We need to kill our opponent quite soon, because I think Gingerbread, if they amplify it in some way, or kill it and get the Cauldron and everything is unblockable, that can be a big problem. So I think we go with the Shredder first. Man, we will really multi-spell this time. I probably don't... Well, I can attack with Geralf, right? We just take it back. What if I get a Sorcery Speed? I think we will go with one of them. I want to make sure that I know exactly what my hand is before I attack. But you can see the scaling. Alright, we don't need this one probably. We get the counter on the Shredder. And this is not the worst, but we already have one, right? So I would much rather do something that keeps the chain going. Alright, not exactly what I meant, but it's fine. And we attack with everything, right? We should have enough blockers. We can make probably this into this, so 2 blockers at least. With zombies even more. And this is some serious damage. I think I might keep the Mentor. I don't want to kill him on this turn. 6, 9, 15. I mean, we actually can. Okay, okay. This changes my mind because that's a force block situation. We can even spell pierce our own gaze just to cast more spells. And our opponent is fully tapped. So now he needs to start making those bad trades. And then we will count the damage. So we can buff all the monks for +2/+2. That's the most. Alright, let's see the damage. I think we can kill him. He doesn't have enough mana, right? Nothing produces the mana here. Alright, so 4, 7, 9, and 6, 15. Well. I'm going full control just to make sure that we don't mess it up. But I think that should be absolutely fine. We also make more blockers, so that's also fine. And we spell pierce our gaze, because we don't need to resolve it, we just need to cast it. And now we can let go the full control. And that should be a lethal. Like, we actually go over the lethal, because we gained 6 damage and we needed 4, I believe. So you can see that this deck scales way harder than them. Okay. Yeah, and we had so many blockers still, so we would actually be able to defend after this attack as well. Alright, we're going first. We don't have creatures, but with Chart the Course, we should have decent, chance to hit one. We are going with this one. We want to make sure that we play turn 2 and turn 3 at full capacity. And it's a Swift Spear. Have you seen this one before? A land, extremely bad draw. We actually want to discard, so it's as good as it gets. This is actually a good, chain of events, basically. We really want a 3 mana creature in our graveyard, and we kinda got it. Djinn is not perfect. We probably want something that creates clutter on the battlefield, but it's fine. So what, 4 damage? Let's see if there goes more. Probably more, right? Play with Fire is brutal because it's basically a lightning bolt at this point, because they get 1 extra damage here, so it's 1 mana, 3 damage, which is extremely good deal for our opponent, but I'll take it. And we need to start getting some serious value here. And yeah, we'll probably get lost. I mean, let's get lost or spell pierce. Probably get lost, but they cannot attack through it, which is a big deal. Alright, so which one we want to go for? We will probably discard whatever they play. And so this will be a 4 attack, probably, and this will be a 3 attack, so we kinda want to go this way. And they need to play something, especially with this block, because otherwise it doesn't do anything. Alright, so we go like this, and this is interesting, because now we can either spell pierce. Yeah, this is a good deal. We basically get a free trade. I don't think we'll spell pierce anything more, so we are going with this. Get lost is a little bit better. Alright, let's go for a land. Well, this is an abysmal draw. We need something better. This is insanely good, man. Well, this is actually insanely good card. Alright, do we start attacking already? I mean, we probably do. And yes, I could just play this and the backside, but then we cannot get lost. So if they remove it, they can hit for insane amount of damage. Like land into, Monstrous Rage, Ancestral Anger or something, into Lightning Strike, and we might be dead on the spot. So if I don't keep blockers, I need to make sure that I have a lot of reaction. Scoundrel! Okay, they have 1 card, which is a big deal. They'll probably try to equip... Oh, they don't like the card. Sure. Okay, makes sense, makes sense. Alright, one. Oh, this is actually 1 damage and nothing more. Man, the map tokens can actually help them, you know? I think I'm taking this 2 damage. This is equip 3, right? So that's why I didn't go for it. I don't want to give them map tokens, man. I will just play like this. And we see what we hit. Recommission. I think it's Sleight of Hand. It's a little bit better. Alright, and now the decision. Do we want to sweep the board and leave them with 0 creatures? Yeah, we will have March for the next turn. So this is kinda good deal for our opponent, but we are so ahead, and don't forget it pumps the djinn. So potentially we can even try to go for lethal here. What do we have? I just checked, but I still don't remember. Let's go for a Sleight of Hand. Well, alright. This one is tapped. Let's go for Recommission. So, if we play this, we don't have March. So I think it's 2-turn lethal with marches against every amount of creatures they can play. The phase out should be good enough. If I had a blue card, I would be able to play this and just exile it. But without blue cards, we have the mana. We need to have the mana. I guess I could go with, you know, Djinn discount, but it's better to be safe than sorry. Alright, our opponent goes first as the better player. We will try to recoup our situation with some Ledger Shredders. The consider is kinda a given, but our opponent will probably think that we are a mono blue deck. Well, not for long. Not for long. We'll see. I'm interested in what he will take. I mean, if he takes consider, are we happy? Yeah, I'm absolutely happy with it. So we don't need to play it, because if he takes it, it's still a bad decision, I think. This gets exiled, so of course we cannot recommission it. But we basically try to go into double Ledger Shredder road, and we see what happens later. We don't have too much mana, but we'll see. We'll see. Our opponent has a... What is the correct choice here? Well, to be absolutely honest, I'm not sure. Alright, they went with it. Sure. I'm taking the Ledger Shredder. If they have some way to remove it, the second one hopefully triggers, because we need to fix our hand. We are on the draw with a bad curve. So we are already losing the game very, very hard. Yep, go for the throat, but that also means he cannot add to the pressure, and that was one of his, you know, draw spells. There's no point in recommissioning it. Like, it's better to have a fresh Ledger Shredder that can also block the bat. Right, this is tapped. No, I don't see a tap part. Anyway, now we need to go for the... Yeah, they cannot attack into it, which is super important. Alright, the land, that's huge. You know what? I don't think we can go absolutely crazy here, which is unfortunate. That means we probably go with the Mentor, and we try to set up for the next turns. Like, we need something that costs 1 mana, or something that, or land, so we can go to 4. Oh, this is insanely good. Can they trigger it already? Case. Do you have a land? Alright, another go for the throat, but that's double. See? We are starting to make the play. And that's why Ledger Shredder was so important. That's why I generally lean towards removing one of them instead of consider. But, you know, it's fine. We'll see. So we can recommission something already. I think it's worth it. We also get additional card though. So what is the creature? Geralf. Geralf is nice. But they scale a little bit better in this situation. Like, we are behind. That's the problem. And we also have Geralf in the hands. Yeah, it's Mentor just because we have the second one. So if we want to expand our, you know, board, basically, we cannot do it with double legendary. Alright, March is a very interesting card. Let's go with it. The Djinn. I don't think we need it. It's a nice card, but we already have a lot of nice cards. Yeah, we need stuff like this, basically. And we probably want to keep Ledger Shredder. They can absolutely go with this and start killing our stuff, but it's kinda expensive. Alright. And I want to make sure that they never can lifelink with the pad, because that's huge. I wonder if that's a good draw for them. Like, it's pretty slow on 3 mana. Like, they don't seem to be having 1 mana play, so it's basically their full turn for basically a 1/1. And I honestly think that is a very good call. A hard call, but a very good one. Alright, and that means we can start attacking them. Voice of the Blessed will go like crazy, but Amalia might be stronger for now. I can go with the Prankster. Oh man, we'll see. I will double spell on his turn, I think. And we can get some juicy blocks, right? They cannot really block anything here. If they block a token, we just make it up to 3/3 and they lose one of those creatures. They know they... well, alright, maybe they are going with it. I'll absolutely take it. Alright, let's kill Amalia. And we'll also get more blockers, and Ledger Shredder will be way bigger. We absolutely take action. Alright, there's nothing, so we can just go with the Prankster. And just like this, we answered the full board, right? While making a lot of extra creatures. Yep. This was extremely risky play. They assume that we are bluffing and we don't have, you know, double spell to trade. Well, we did. We did. Alright guys, this one will be interesting because we are going first and we have a very interesting choice of either Shredder on turn 2 or just spamming Consider like a madman. Oh man. Listen, I'm going with this one because I am considering playing Ledger Shredder on turn 3 just to keep it with Spell Pierce. Alright, so the next turn can be Lightning Strike, which is a really big deal. But I honestly don't think most of the red players will go for removal because they really want this chapter to counter. However, the best play is to go Lightning Strike right now on the Shredder. See? They're not going with it. The best case scenario is double spelling. That will actually give us decent advantage. I don't want to draw a land. I need something that isn't a land. Of course, our opponent is trying to bait a block with Monstrous Rage. We absolutely don't want to give this. We need to keep Ledger Shredder. That's super important. We will discard the Djinn. Not only it gives the counter, but it gives very good resurrection target. And we don't have the reanimation spells, but don't worry, we'll get those. Alright, so I can go double Consider. I think we just wait for his turn. With Spell Pierce, I think we should be able to defend. We are at 16, so it's not close. And he wants to play another creature for, you know, the Kumano trigger. Our hand is kinda mystery because we have double Consider and we don't really know what's up. Alright, that's the first card. But it doesn't matter because we just need to protect Shredder. This card is stronger than their whole board. And right now, we know exactly. So I mean, I kinda go here. This is guaranteed block. They will go for the Swift Spear, then we get lost it. And we double spell with the Consider. I kinda like it. If they try to kill Shredder, it's even easier for us. Only play with fire. That's really good. Oh boy, we are already doing it. I honestly think it's a land. We don't need to pump it yet. I'm not sure if that was honestly the best discard, because maybe we want to play land on the next turn, so we kinda need one anyway, and it might be better to get it with Connive. But we'll see. Alright, face. We don't mind this one. Now the question, do we kill the Swift Spear? First, let's go with Consider and see what's up. You know what, at this rate I don't need a land. We'll probably draw one naturally. I honestly think we'll go Swift Spear. They have 2 cards, so they will probably be able to do it again. Alright, I kinda like those cards. We have the Djinn, which is really nice here. So I think we go this, Otawara. Man, Spell Pierce can be a bit overdue, but we will probably keep it, I think. Chart the Course is kinda expensive. You know what? I think we're going with the land. Like, we don't need to pump it to trade, which is a huge deal. See, we're at 10, and we have a pretty good deal here. Right, we could draw 2 cards, but I think we could get lost one of the creatures and then kill Kumano and spell pierce something. But we might hit a land with this. Alright, March is a very interesting card. Let's get rid of Consider. So we could of course risk it, but if we don't hit a land, which is a fair shot, we might be in some trouble. But man, this is actually kinda good. Let's try it. I want to connive. Okay. Unfortunately not a land. We don't need this one. Oh, it's a land, but it's a tap land. Alright, alright. I think I kinda messed with discarding this land. I think it was okay, but, you know, it's fine. We're at 9. We kinda need to survive this turn, but we'll see. We will see. Chick. Let's see how hard he goes. If that card is not an instant, they will probably use both of the map tokens. Oh, they shouldn't play the land first. That actually is a big deal. Alright, they didn't really get the value. And I think that means, yeah, they cannot go through it. So they decided they cannot attack through it. I think they had a land or something like this here. It wasn't a pump spell, definitely. So a bit messy game. I think I could play it way better, but it was good enough, so I'll take it. Alright guys, I will really try to make this one brief, because we have been playing with this archetype and I always loved it. I think it's extremely nice type of play. You get extremely cheap plays, so you are always in the game. Even if you are on the draw against Monored, you still, you know, have a lot of decisions. And this is one of the decks that really not only scales like nothing else and is super satisfying just with, you know, the Mentor and Geralf triggers, but also it actually rewards skillful gameplay as, you know, one of the most. Just because you have all the mentors that have prowess, that means you can modify their stats while combat phase is on, and that means you have a lot of room for mind games, you know, punishing your opponent's mistake. If he takes the wrong blocks, you can prepare for it. For example, if you have 3 mana, most of the players won't expect that you can play 3 spells from this. They usually assume that at least one of them will be for 2 mana, and that means that if you have this kind of draw, for example, you can attack with everything, take a 4/4 as a blocker for one of your monks, and pump it to 4/4. And that will probably be something that your opponent didn't account for. He has no board, he lost everything, and your board is insane. So at this point, they either have a sweeper or they lost. So there are a lot of small plays like this. You also can reanimate any kind of creature. You can kill your own creatures to prevent the exile effect with Get Lost. And you can decide which one of the creatures is the best for a given matchup. So you have a lot here. Even the Little Lone Shredder, we cut a little bit on those from the, you know, the main version that we were trying before, and I have to say, like, Shredder is absolutely great, but you can feel the difference of power between your 2-drop and those 3-drops. Like, they are something else, man. And what about Geralf, the Fleshwright? I kinda liked it. I think the zombies are super cool. I like playing with this kind of effect. They have a little bit better baseline stats, so it's a little bit better if you want to throw a lot of creatures under the bus for, like, a, you know, Swift Spear with Menace and Monstrous Rage, all this kind of stuff. Like, you can just make so much stats that nothing on the ground will work. With the Mentor, it's more of a, you know, power spike. Like, you can play a lot of spells in one of the turns, but of course you need open mana, all this kind of stuff. The zombies are permanent, so they're a bit more resilient and reliable. So yeah, I like this addition. I think it's pretty cool, and it doesn't rotate for a long time, so it probably will work in some other decks in the future. Like, as long as you can protect this creature, it will provide you a plenty of value. So guys, we kinda did a decent job with being strict on this outro. I really enjoyed the deck. I think this is one of the most fun Azorius archetypes, and it's pretty strong. Like, it is a quite competitive deck. It's not like the best one, but you can absolutely get to Mythic with this one. So I hope you enjoyed. Thank you for watching as always, and yeah, see you guys tomorrow.